Jeg heter Heine Johansen. Velkommen til Vinpodden. I samarbeid med Tysk vininformasjon lager vi en serie hvor vi tar for oss noen av de tyske vindruene. Hver uke har vi en samtale med en vinmaker som har et spesielt hjerte for sin drue. Denne uken har turen kommet til Rheinhessen. Der holder Weingut Frey til, og de lager Spätburgunder. Welcome, Phillip.
Hi, welcome, Heine.
For 4 generations, then your family has been making wine in Oberflorsheim. Would you tell us a bit about the family history?
Yeah, so grape growing goes way back into the 16th, 17th century in our family, but my great-grandmother, she started bottling wines in the 50s, 40s. Since then it was my grandfather, my dad, and now it's my brother and me who do the winemaking. And it's always about red and white wines, not only Rieslings and Pinot styles, white Pinots. It's also been Dornfelder, and now it's a lot of Pinot Noir in the last time we grow and cultivate. So we're now 2 of us, my brother and me, who do the winemaking, and our dad supports us in the vineyards and also in the cellar.
How big is your company, or how large an area do you make wine on?
We grow wines on 37 hectares roundabout, and we produce round about 300,000 bottles a year. So I would say for Germany, it's kind of mid-sized.
So you are situated in Rheinhessen. What is it that separates Rheinhessen from the other wine districts of Germany?
I would say Rheinhessen is kind of a very dynamic wine region in Germany. We had not the best image in the last 40 to 50 years because we were more producing mass. We were doing more mass production in Rheinhessen than other regions like Rheingau, Mosel, or maybe also the Pfalz. But in the last, let's say 15 years, we were really increasing the quality, going for high-end qualities in Rheinhessen and doing kind of the best wines in Germany.
And talking a bit about that, because I know that you are in Oberflorsheim, and then of course just next to you is Florsheim-Dalsheim, where both Keller and Raumland is situated. And do you think that it makes it easier to promote the Rheinhessen wines when you have stars like that kind of?
Absolutely. We have a couple high wineries here in Rheinhessen, like you said, Keller or Bartenfeld Spanier, for example, and they really drive the region, and they give all of us a chance to be part of the market. I mean, they're the leaders of the region, but we all do our best to improve the quality here and improve the sales in Germany.
In the area where you make wine, what kind of soils, what kind of terroir do you have there?
We have mainly kind of loam soils, but based on a lot of limestone. So it is kind of really comparable to Burgundy in France, but every region has its own terroir. So we have really a lot of limestone here, and this leads to very mineral white wines and also mineral.
Although I know that you are making wine from several different grapes, today we are talking about Spätburgunder. Spätburgunder is outside of Germany known as Pinot Noir, and perhaps is most famous in Burgundy, where it gets its German name from. Is there a long history for making Spätburgunder in Germany?
Yeah, absolutely. Germany, so Riesling and Spätburgunder are really not coming from Germany, but a big part of the history of grape growing here in Germany. And I think it has a big past and even a brighter future. with the climate changes, and this would give a chance to even improve the Pinot quality here in Germany, or Spätburgunder.
How has the development been for Spätburgunder in Germany the last couple of years?
It's grown. It's been growing here in Rheinhessen. It's been growing, and also in all over Germany. The Pinot hectares have been growing, and so I'm really proud to see how the quality develops here.
And I think for my sake as well, having tasted quite a lot of Spätburgunder, then I see that the quality is growing a lot, and the maturity of the grapes seems to be better as well, that it's easier now to produce better quality grapes, because it maybe is a little bit hotter in Germany now than it was a couple of years ago.
Absolutely. Temperature and also the sun exposure. So we do with the sun exposure to the grapes, which comes from leaf plucking, helps to mature the grapes, and we get Spätburgunders with more density. I mean, more structure, more backbone. So it is really, we're getting from very cool style, cool climate style to I would say, yeah, almost saying a little more south kind of. It develops more into Baden region than it was in the last couple of years, or in the couple of decades.
I know that you are producing your wines organically. Could you tell me a bit about how you produce your Spätburgunder?
For the Spätburgunder, we're looking for premium clones. That's the first point. When we plant a new Spätburgunder vineyard, we're firstly looking for the clone, because that's the most important thing for people. Then what I personally see is very important, low quantities. So we're talking about for our basic Spätburgunder for 50 to 55 hectoliters per hectare. So pretty low. And what I also see as necessary is hand picking, because we want to have only perfect, healthy and ripe grapes. So we go for 1 or 2 times through the vineyard, picking just the perfect ripe grapes, and bring them into the cellar. After picking, go for the destemmer, through the destemmer with the grapes. So we do not ferment, including the stems, and we do a cold maceration for 4 to 5 days before the normal fermentation. And afterwards, we do age all our Spätburgunder in oak barrels.
Are you looking to Burgundy when you're making your Spätburgunder? You're trying to find your own style?
It's kind of. I mean, I'm more looking into the new world style, like California. No, well, not saying California, more Oregon, Washington style, enhancing the fruit, giving more fruitiness to the wine, including power, backbone, and also minerality, but not focusing too much on the structure. Let's say, how to say that, more on the greenish, tannic Spätburgunders. We're looking more for the fruit and the grapes and the wine.
We're seeing a strong growing interest for Spätburgunder in Norway. Do you see a growing sale and interest on your end as well? Yeah, absolutely. Mostly in Norway, but all over. They're looking for not only Rieslings anymore, for German Rieslings, also for the Spätburgunder. That might be because the grapes getting way riper, and the wines get more mature and ripe and more softer, deeper color, darker color, which most people find very important for the red wine. So climate gives us advantages in Spätburgunder making. I've seen that in the Norwegian market as well. I think that was perhaps the reason, or one of the reasons, that Dornfelder was made in its time, was that Germany needed a grape that had deep color and that was easy to sell for the German market. And I think that the Norwegian market is some of the same, that you see an interest for deeper color, because the market thinks that with deeper color comes more taste. But it isn't,
absolutely.
It isn't necessarily in that connection that you have to have a lot of color to have a lot of taste.
No, but if you compare to other countries, I mean, in Norway, you compare to, I don't know, I mean, French wines, even Spanish wines, even if it's not Spätburgunder, but you always have to compare to other wines, and then you don't want to stand back because you have light color or light body. I mean, and this is what climate gives us a favor here in the last 10-15 years. So we can make red wines that you can compare to maybe a French or Italian wine.
I know that you have a bottled wine and a bag-in-box wine on the Norwegian market. Would you tell us a bit about the wine, of the style and how it tastes?
Yeah. So the bag-in-box is a rosé, a Pinot Noir rosé. It is called Pinot Noir. Even our bottled wine is a Pinot Noir. We call it Pinot Noir because we want to show people, or we already want to say or show that it is more kind of international style, not Spätburgunder, not so typical German, not 100% German, let's say 95%, and people know, okay, they get an international kind of wine. So for the bag-in-box rosé, we do kind of pick special, grapes just for the rosé, getting not too ripe, not too much sugar, so not too much alcohol in the rosé, giving light color, crisp, with a lot of with a very favorable play between fruitiness and acidity, so it's very drinkable. And the red Pinot Noir is very complex, concentrated. It is a good wine, so our basic quality, but it is, as I said, low in quantity, so very concentrated and structured, aged in barrels, but used barrels, so you do not get so much flavors of the oak, hardly any flavor of the oak, but you have a lot of backbone, nice fruit, a little bit of minerality. So this is kind of a really, really intense, dark, nice Pinot Noir.
I'm looking forward to taste the wine. Thank you very much for joining us today, Phillip Frey of Weingut Frey in Rheinhessen. Spätburgunder, eller Pinot Noir om du vil, en divadrue. Den må ha det akkurat passe varmt, akkurat passe kaldt, og må være på et bestemt jordsmonn for at den skal bli den aller beste den kan bli. Vindruen er mest kjent fra Burgund, hvor vinene derfra også når helt astronomiske priser. I Tyskland så har vi hatt bekjentskap til druen der i minst 500 år, men sannsynligvis lenger enn det. Og der er lange tradisjoner for å lage Pinot Noir. Nå om dagen så har det kommet en ny gruppe av unge vinmakere som er entusiastiske og som har lyst til å vise frem litt av hva druen kan gjøre i landet. Frey Pinot Noir 2018 er en enkel Pinot, men den er ganske interessant på duft. Den dufter av kirsebær, av litt urter og litt høstløv. Den smaker av friske bær, og den er ganske syrlig og frisk og leskende gjennom hele smaksbildet. Det som er det aller beste med vinen er kanskje at den koster rett under 200 kroner, sånn at den er jo en av de aller rimeligste Pinot Noirene som vi finner på polet. Det gjør den til et interessant bekjentskap, synes jeg.